Good morning, students. On that day we have completed the interconversions. Now today we will start the matter that is about the solid, liquids and gases, their rigidity, compressibility. Rigidity, differences are there of the rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, filling of the gas in the container. Okay, with different shapes and different size. Shapes is also difference in liquids and in solids. Kinetic energy, more kinetic energy may takes place in solid than in liquid and than in gases. Fine. Density is there. It is the mass of the unit per volume of a substance expressed as d is equals to m upon v, that is mass upon volume. There is a difference which very important difference is there. It will come in the MCQs also, like shape, who is having a fixed shape, solids, liquid or gas. Like this type of questions is coming. Intermolecular spaces are there, which one having a very less, which one having a maximum. Compressibility is negligible. Here it may be highly compressible. Okay, so this was the characteristics of solids, liquids and gases. Now next we are taking about the latent heat. Latent heat means a hidden heat, or a heat which is not seen, which is invisible. Okay, after this it is of two types. One is latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion means substance, the amount of heat required to convert unit mass of the substance solid into the liquid without any change in temperature. Means is this: convert unit mass of solid may change into the liquid without there is change in temperature. That is the definition of the latent heat of fusion. Fine. So various examples we have given about the latent heat of fusion, and we have given one example of also we are putting ice on a palm. Why we feel heat? Because of the latent heat of fusion. That's why it feeling cold when we are putting ice on a palm. Now next is latent heat of vaporization. In a latent heat of vaporization, we are saying the amount of heat required to convert unit mass of a liquid into the vapor. Means the liquid is changed into the vapor. Liquid is changed into the vapor. So that was the latent heat of the vaporization. In this also they have given a various examples. You are seeing these examples here. You have to learn these things. Latent heat of vaporization of a liquid is the quantity of heat in vapor required to convert. Means in this one it is required to convert 1 kg of the solid to vapor on gas. Means 1 kg of liquid is changed into a gas without any change in temperature. That is the latent heat of vaporization. Okay, in this one they are asking of an example. Little spirit we have taken and we are putting in our palm. Why we are feeling cold? Because of the latent heat of the vaporization. That's why. Now there are various things that when the liquid solid is changed into the, wait a minute, yes, when a solid is changed into the liquid, it's a melting. Okay, solid is changed into the liquid by heating, and liquid is changed into the solid by cooling. Okay, so this is the first one, melting one. Second is the boiling one. In the boiling one, what will happen? The liquid is changed into the gas or the vapor. That is the boiling one. Liquid is changed into the gas by heating, and gas is again changed into the liquid by cooling. Fine. There is again one freezing point. In a freezing point, we are able to say this thing, that the substance which change a state, that is a liquid water is cooled. A liquid water is cooled by lowering its temperature. It slowly solidifies into ice. The change of states from solid to liquid at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is the definition of the freezing. In this one, liquid is changed into the solid. When the liquid is changed into the solid, liquid is changed into the solid. Why heat? Why cooling only? It means by freezing only. When we are putting in a freezer, then only a water is changed into the ice. Means the liquid is changed into the ice. Fine. Now next is latent heat of condensation. Condensation. We are starting. In this one, vapor or gas is changed into the liquid. Fine. Vapor or gas is changed into the liquid. That is called as condensation. Fine. Other things I have explained in detail. The temperature here, when we are using in a Kelvin, it is 273 degrees Celsius. 0 degree Celsius is equals to always 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin. Temperature Kelvin scale is equals to temperature on Celsius scale plus 273. Okay. When we are adding on the Kelvin scale, we have to take the Celsius scale. For an example, 23 degrees Celsius plus 273 you have to do, and then Kelvin scale it will come. Fine. And if you want to do second thing, like Kelvin is changed into the Celsius, what we have done, 300 Kelvin is changed into the Celsius. 300 minus 273 is equals to 27 degrees Celsius. Like this also, Kelvin is changed into the Celsius and Celsius is changed into the Kelvin. Various examples I have given to you in a theory also, you can see it. Okay. So this is all the things which I have explained to you, the activity, not more important. Diffusion. Diffusion is that in which it is going all over in a room. That is a diffusion. Diffusion of solid, liquids and gases may takes place. Okay, in this one we are using an agarbatti. Okay, perfume we are taking. That is the diffusion in gases. Okay, and diffusion in liquids that we are taking as potassium permanganate in a water, and that the blue color is fully coming in a beaker. That is a diffusion in a liquid. Fine. You can see here diffusion in a liquid, potassium permanganate we are using here. And diffusion in solids, like for in a board we have written, and many days over on a board it is written, and after rubbing, when we are rubbing, it is take a more time and it take a more time to remove from with a duster. Why it is so? Because we are using a diffusion in solids, because it sticks on that board. Chalk is stick on the board, that's why it is said to be the diffusion in solids. Fine. After this, there are various examples, various questions are there. I have given to you all these questions. Fine. So this chapter is over. Fine. This chapter is over. Next chapter we will do the next time. So our next chapter is matter in our surrounding. In this one, matter, what is the matter? Matter which occupies space and having a mass, that is said to be the matter. Matter is of two types, pure substance also and impure substance also. Now physical states of matter, solid, liquid and gases are there. Chemical properties, two types, one is pure substance, second is impure substance. Pure substance, two types, elements and compounds. Elements is metals, non-metals and metalloids. Impure substance, two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Pure substance is of two elements and second is compounds. Fine. So in a second one lecture, we are doing till here in a second one lecture. So in a second one lecture, impure substance is said to be the mixtures. This is the flow chart which I have said to you already. Elements is what? A single thing that is said to be the elements. And elements which cannot be split up into two or more compounds, two or more substances. But what is the compound? Compound means many elements are joined together to form a compound. Okay. Next thing, metals, non-metals and metalloids. On the basis of these properties, it is divided into three groups: metals, non-metals and the metalloids. Fine. There are various properties of the metals and non-metals which I have studied to you already. That is ductile malleability, brittleness, very important, sonorous. Okay. These all things are very important. High density, low density, okay, solids at room temperature. These all things are coming in metals and the non-metals of the properties of pure substances. Okay, so this is the difference between the metals and the non-metals. What is in a metalloids? In a metalloids, both the things are takes place, metals and non-metals, both the things are takes place. Mixture, two things or more than two things are joined together to form a mixture, and mixture is of two types, homo and the hetero. Fine. Homo, which like sugar in a water, okay, that is a homo. Hetero, chalk in a water, that is a hetero. Okay, in a hetero we are using a filter paper that it can be separated with the filter paper, but in a homo it cannot be separated with the filter paper because it is soluble. Fine. This is the activity which already I have studied to you, that about the sulfur and the iron. Fine. Magnet. Compounds, again I have said to you, in a compounds more than two elements are joined together to form a compound. Compound ratio always remains same like a water. Its ratio is 1:8. Hydrogen is 1 and oxygen is 8. That's why we are using as 1:8. Always we are taking a ratio as permanent ratio we are taking in these compounds. Okay. After this, various properties of this iron and sulfur which I have given to you already in a theory. Next things we are using here about an alloy is a 1 marks question. About a brass it will come, that brass is made up of in which things. Okay, so we can say a brass is consist of copper and zinc. Okay, brass having a copper and zinc. Next things we are using here, next things is about the solution, suspensions and the colloids. Solution, that is what a true solution is said to be a true solution. Okay, suspension are bigger, colloids are medium in size. We can say as solution is a very small and a suspension is a very big, and the colloids are middle in size. Okay, these things are taking place. Okay, now what is solute and what is solvent? Solute is a small quantity and the solvent is a bigger quantity. Fine. Next is about the solution. Various properties we have given to you about the types of solution, suspension, these are all the properties. And types of solution, solid and solid, solid and liquid, liquid and liquid, gas in a liquid, gas in a gas. Various example. In these examples mainly the MCQs are coming. Okay, so in a suspension is a heterogeneous in which the small particles of a solid are spread throughout a liquid without dissolving substances. Okay, so this is a suspension. Suspension is a bigger which we can see with the naked eyes, but that one true solution is a very small that we cannot see with a microscope also. Sometimes they are this much small that we cannot see with the microscope. That is the true solution. Fine. Now next is colloids. Colloids is the between one of the solution and the suspension. Okay, these are the properties of the colloids. Now there is a scattering of light. Now in a scattering of light, like we have taken a beaker of a solution, so we have to find out that the light is passing on this or light is not passing on this. If a lighting is passing on this, it means it's scattered a light. If light is not passing, it means it is not scattering a light. Fine. Next is properties of colloids are already over in a theoretical. Now next is classification of colloids. In this classification of colloids, MCQs are coming. We are asking the examples to you. For an example, like we have asking the example to you like this. The form is coming in which one? Paint is coming in which one colloid? That you will say sol. In a aerosol we are asking smoke is coming in which one? Then it is a aerosol. Like this type of MCQs are coming in the colloids. Fine. Now concentration of a solution, sample problems are there. Concentration of a solution may takes place by mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. As we taken about the volume also, mass of volume upon mass of volume of solute upon volume of solution into 100. Okay, there is a difference only the mass and the volume. Other things are remain same. How the solution is formed? The solution is formed solute plus solvent is equals to the solution. Fine. So this is the concentration of a solution. This already we have completed. Next is solubility. The solubility definition is important here. In a definition, if we are asking the question to you that how we will write these things, so we can use this one, a maximum of 32 grams. So we are writing like this. Okay. So this is the solubility one part. Effect of temperature and the pressure. This is important. How the temperature and the pressure is changing with the vice versa. Okay. So this is the effect of temperature and pressure. Physical change and the chemical change you know very well. In a physical change, a thing which is coming in their own state, but in a chemical change, a thing cannot be coming in their own state. That is the chemical change. Okay. Physical and chemical is finished. So our chapter is finished. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day, students, and best of luck for your test.